I got to say, you might have heard the story earlier this week when I put my body into a boat which is way too fast for the likes of me. And I'm not sure if I had years taken off my life or years added to my life. But I will say this. There's two experiences I've had in my life where I've went, oh my God, this is awesome and fast. Like the best rides ever. One of them was a couple years ago when I had the privilege of going in Nick Stako's McLaren SLR, which is essentially a race car on wheels. And I remember driving up the Wooler Road exit and turning onto that at about, 20 kilometers an hour. And by the time we were on the highway, we were at 190 kilometers an hour. Going to that extreme around the corner. And then the other day, we got into the power boat in Canada. You might have seen it, the yellow boat.
Yep.
Hanging out in town, attracting. I mean, this thing would attract more attention, or has attracted more attention, than if Tom Cruise and Surrey were walking down the street here in Belleville. This thing, everybody sees it. So I had the honor and privilege of riding in it, 90 miles an hour the other day. Holy cow. Honestly, when slobber starts coming out of your mouth uncontrollably and you can't do anything about it, you're going fast.
Good thing you didn't have like a St. Bernard on board.
Can you imagine? We could have irrigated the farms. But seriously, the scenery on the side of the road seemed to meld together like some kind of weird acid trip. That's how fast we were going. Brian, the likes of you could not have withstood a ride on that boat. Your ancient heart would have been the end
I
of
would
it.
have been hanging on the back like that.
That's right. Anyways, we're celebrating the Bay of Quinte Poker Run and Rendezvous, which is coming right here to Belleville, July 27th, 29th. We have some great guests in studio. The owner of that fantastic boat, Bill Taylor, is with us in studio. Also, we have Dave Turnbull, and everybody knows Patty Bray. Patty, of course, is with Showtime Detailing, but he has an awesome, do they call them, what, cigarette boats, poker boats? What's the... Offshore. Your mic's on. You can talk
Offshore
now.
power boats.
Yeah. So welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll start off with Bill. Everybody's been seeing that boat that's here. Tell us about this beautiful, amazing. It's like 49 feet, right?
This beautiful beast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all yellow, as you can see.
Yeah.
It has twin 1,000 horsepowers that are powering the boat, and it's got a couple of massive propellers on the back. And it runs between 120 and 130 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. It could run 6-foot seas, 8-foot seas, whatever one desires.
So the Bay of Quinte is like kind of putting William Refrigerator Perry into a bathtub and asking him to have a swim, right? I mean, it's kind of mild compared with these things run on the Atlantic Ocean.
They do.
Yeah.
As we say, for 362 days of the year, Quinte is calm.
Yeah.
But for 2 days in July, it'll turn into a frenzy of hot boiling water, I can tell you.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. So 1,000 horsepower, that's 2,000 horsepower. That's, I tried to hook a 1,000 horsepower engine up to one of those inflatable dinghies once. It didn't work. It was not operational at all at the end of the day. But seriously, when we got on the boat, you open these automatic doors and these massive motors are sitting there ready to do this thing. I mean, these are racing engines. This is not going to Bay Marine and asking for a 40 horsepower Mercruiser, is it?
No, this is serious horsepower. These motors are full-fledged racing engines, and they're, as I say, they're capable of some very serious speeds.
And Patty, everybody knows Patty, I think, in town. And
pretty much.
What got you into to doing this? Because I mean, everybody has seen your boat, and I mean, I'm sure on a multi-daily basis, people ask you for a ride on it. But what got you into investing? Because it's an investment, obviously, a boat like this, and being part of this kind of offshore boat community.
Yeah, I guess that's definitely it's an investment. And I guess I started back in the Sea Cadets, getting on boats back then and sailing and stuff like that, and just a love to the water. My dad had a sailboat, and then eventually I ran the jet ski site out in East Lake and got into the speed of, running these jet skis. And then as I got a little older and broke too many bones, I got into boating. and I just love it, and it's just a great sport. I mean, back in the day when I was racing the jet skis, I actually ran into the Taylor family. His oldest daughter, Melanie, was racing, and she said, "Oh yeah, my dad runs poker runs," and from that day on, I always wanted one of those boats.
Yeah, it's they're certainly super cool to look at. I mean, most guys just see them and go, "That's awesome." And when we were loading the boat at the George Street boat ramp, I mean, a crowd gathered to see this thing, and people were taking pictures. I mean, it's akin to when you go to a Formula One race or Indy race or a NASCAR race, Dave. That, I mean, it just attracts attention. People want to hear the engine start up. They want to see these boats.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Bill's boat, there's on the circuit, I imagine there's close to about 60 or 70 boats in the same league as his boat. Some are faster, some are a little slower.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat when, especially, when you get the boat ramp and you've got sometimes, 20 guys putting their boats in all at once. There's more of an audience there and, everybody wants to see the boats.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, Bill, let me ask you, what happens when you hit a sunfish or a carp? Is that the end of days? I mean, when you hit that thing head on, are you gone?
We wouldn't want to ever do that, but I don't think we'd feel it.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I don't think we'd feel it.
I don't think the sunfish would feel it either. Let's talk a little bit about this boat. I mean, these things, 1,000 horsepower, 2 engines. Obviously, they run on fuel. How much fuel do these things run on?
Well, it gets scary once in a while. If you're running at full throttle, my particular boat will burn anywhere between 1,000 liters and 1,070 liters per hour.
Really? And how much can it hold?
And it holds 400 gallons, which transfers into 1,000 liters.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can blow the tanks in an hour if you're going full.
It'll cost you over $1,000 an hour if you're running on full throttle.
Wow, that's amazing.
So we try and cruise at maybe 60 miles, 70 miles an hour. And
sure.
Cut that cost down to $500 an hour.
Yeah. And Dave, what got you into it? I mean, tell us about your boat.
I've just been involved with boating my whole life, right from when I was a kid at the cottage. And started out, built my first 2 sea fleas by myself, and went from there, went to a fishing boat, then went to a Checkmate, sleek craft. And actually, when I started with Poker Runs America back in 1998, I started with an Active Thunder, which is another high-performance boat dealership out of Pompano Beach, Florida. Bought a boat there, and then I upgraded to the one I've got now.
Which is?
It's a 30 Outlaw.
Uh-huh. So
and
it's 30 feet?
30 foot.
Yeah.
And it's running 1,000 horsepower.
1,000 horsepower. So how fast can that go?
I can run mid to low 80s.
80 mile an hour. So that's from here to Trenton in like 5 minutes kind of thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So you can get in the boat, go have a pizza at Tommaso's, and then come back, and you can do that in 45 minutes. That's good. That's an expensive pizza, though.
We do that. We do it on a regular basis throughout the summer.
Yeah.
And that pizza's all dressed.
That's right, for sure. Well, these are super cool things, and so let's get to the opportunity for people to see these super cool things, and that is the Bay of Quinte Poker Run. First of all, Bill, how did you decide that this was a great area to bring this event to?
Well, both Dave and
myself,
Mr. Show Detailing, Showtime, had been talking with me for the past 3-4 years, saying, Bill, you got to bring it to Belleville. You got to bring the event to Belleville. We're in Kingston. We do one of the largest events out of Kingston every year, and so finally this year we got together in June. Actually, not too much time to plan the event. So this is the very first event here in Belleville. It's going to be a real winner, and we're going to have boat displays. We're going to have all kinds of neat displays down by the pier. People will be able to see the boats, talk to the drivers, get a feel for the offshore boats.
Patty, the idea for this is not for a bunch of boat owners to hang out with other boat owners. The idea of this is for the general public to come down and become immersed in this and then get to watch these boats sail on the or sail is not the appropriate word, macerate to the Bay of Quinte at high velocity, right?
No, I mean, you know what it is? It is for the public for sure. I mean, it's definitely eye candy for everybody to watch. And I mean, it is a bunch of guys that are out there having fun. I mean, no one's out there to be in competition. It doesn't matter if your boat goes 50 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour. You know, boating is probably one of the best family fun things I've ever been involved in. And you know, there's so many places that you can go on a boat. Where if you go and buy a trailer, you can do the same thing and you can travel. Or if you have a cottage, you're stuck at one spot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, boating to us is just, you know, it's a great family event. It's a great spectator event. It does bring a lot of attention. All these boats bring a lot of attention. And I just want to see a lot of people get more involved in it. And the Bay of Quinte is probably one of the best places I've ever boated, just because you have so much access to anywhere you want to go, whether it's Kingston, whether it's Toronto, whether it's over to the States. And then you can go from the States anywhere in the world if you want to go down the rivers down there.
And of course, we want to see a lot of people come to Belleville and have some meals at our restaurants and maybe stay at our hotels and make a big time of this. We want this event to grow and grow and grow and become a huge summer event for us.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Kingston brings in over 10,000 people to the event, and I don't know what they've done research and they've done the profit that they bring into the city, and it's unbelievable what it does to the city and how it helps them in the economy.
Sure, it's very cool. Okay, let's get to the basic questions here of this event, and we're going to get to that in just a second because I need to take a break, and because there's people out there going, what the heck is a poker run? What does a card game have to do with boats? We'll answer that question and tell you how and where to be in the next weekend, as we're talking the Bay of Quinte Poker Run and Rendezvous. It's the Lorne Brooker Show on a Thursday morning here on 800 CJBQ.
You're smart enough to realize that all car dealers are not the same. Some are just better than others. This is the philosophy of Ralph Neal from Belleville Dodge. He's figured out that whether it's sales, service, parts, or administration, the customer deserves to be treated with courtesy and respect. He's the first dealer we know who offers you a better deal and a better experience. Get a real deal from Ralph Neal at Belleville Dodge.
The weather is heating up and your poor hot feet need a breather. While the summer sale is now on at Chesler Shoes, we have great sale prices on some of your favorite brands such as Riker, Echo, Clark's, and many more. Ladies, men's, and kids' shoes are reduced, so bring the whole family to enjoy the savings. Drop in to one of our 4 locations, Coburg, Lindsay, Peterborough, and now in Belleville, beside Bed Bath & Beyond. Or see us online at CheslerShoes.com. Chesler Shoes, your family's local destination for fabulous fitting footwear.
Listen weekday afternoons for Jim Wright to announce the name of the right winning song of the day. When you hear the song later in the show, call 969-1545 and you could win a $20 gift certificate to Debbie's Restaurant. The right winning song of the day brought to you by Debbie's Restaurant on Campbell Street, Belleville. For food like Mom used to make. And 800 CJBQ.
There's just one place to go for new and good used appliances. Smitty's Appliances has the best price and selection. After the sale, Smitty says it's service that's important. Smitty's has been serving the Quinte area for over 30 years. That speaks for itself. There's a big inventory of new and used appliances available for same-day delivery at Smitty's Appliances, River Road, Corryville.
Now, back to Lorne Brooker on 800 CJBQ.
9:20 still coming up this hour. We'll speak with Ryan Williams. Find out what the Bay of Quinte Tourist Council is doing. Also, Orlena Kane in the Weekend Entertainment this hour. Big movie opening. Batman is in theaters. Getting thumbs up from my producer. But right now we're talking about the Bay of Quinte Poker Run and Rendezvous, which is happening July 27th to 29th. Bill Taylor, Dave Turnbull, and Patty Bray in studio today. Bill, what the heck is a poker run? I mean, you have these boats. What do they do? Where's the association with the game of poker?
Well, first of all, a poker run is an assembly of probably the fastest, most exotic power boats in the world. We all get together, run the event, but it is not a race. It's a game of chance. Only the boat with the best hand is declared the winner at the end of the day. Speed has no bearing in winning this event.
So how does it actually work?
So what we do is the drivers come in on a Friday evening. We have a mingle, a little bit of a party, meet and greet, and then on Saturday morning we have a safety meeting where all the rules of the water are read out, and I mean read out. We have police officers there and marshal boat people there and everyone to make sure it runs safely. We drop the flag about 10:30 in the morning, and then the boats will leave under a pace boat with a green flag and a yellow flag. The yellow flag keeps us all running together. When we drop the green flag, everybody is able to pass the pace boat at that point. And we'll traverse the waters to maybe 4 different checkpoints, 4 different areas. Like this event will be Trenton, Deserano, Picton, and of course flybys here in Belleville on the return laps. And we'll pick up a playing card. And this playing card is sealed. It's in an envelope. You're not permitted to open that envelope. Well, we all turn our cards in at the end of the day, and they're placed up on a board. And we have what you call a dog and pony show, where we talk about the whole day and the happenings and how fast I went and how slow you went and I broke down but the boat with the best hand is declared a winner, and that's how it happens.
Really? So the slowest boat, in theory, could easily be the winner.
That's always my boat, Jody.
Really?
Lauren, yeah, that's always my boat. I'm the slowest one, but
really?
we've had a good game of chance out there. My wife and I have won both the Kingston and the Cape Coral Poker Run with the slowest boat.
What was your hand, if you remember?
The one was a straight flush.
That's all right.
And the other one was a straight.
Well, there you go. See, if I was in this, I could have, any boat, and I'd be, lucky to get a 3. Like,
that's a good hand.
Yeah,
that's a good hand.
I got a pair of 3s.
I've always been the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah.
I've got 3 seconds and a third.
What does the what do you win?
There's
How about a gas card?
There's money involved in the event, not big money.
Yeah.
Mind you, we do have some fairly big events with $100,000 for the winner, but that doesn't happen every year. It depends on the amount of people you have sponsoring the event. But most of the events, there's maybe $3,000 plus about $6,000 worth of prizes or more. So the prizes don't mean too much to the players. I mean, they're out there just to enjoy themselves and have a good time, and trophies, and be declared the winner and the king of the Thousand Islands or king of the Picton area.
So next weekend, the 27th, 29th, what do we expect as far as these offshore boats? How many are we thinking are going to be coming to this area?
I'm going to say a good 50. I'm going to think 50. I'm positive about it.
50? Where and everybody trailers them in? Is that kind of what happens?
Yeah, we have a lot of local guys in Belleville that are involved. I mean, guys all out of Bayview are coming. There's guys at Associated Muffler that are coming. The guys that have the Red Rock are coming, and then there's some local people that I know. I mean, and then we're going to have, of course, the regulars that come from out of town. And I think it's just going to be a great event. I mean, everybody's really looking forward to it, and the talk on the street is huge. Everywhere I go, everybody's asking me about it. So I think, I'm going to guess 50.
Wow, that's very cool.
I was talking with My Way the other day, who is known as the king of the Thousand Islands. He runs a 50-plus foot turbine boat, turbine-powered
like
boat.
A jet engine.
Jet engine in it. And it runs anywhere between 200 and 240 miles per hour.
On the water.
It is absolutely unbelievable.
Now,
it's faster than a race boat.
Now, would he have a cockpit? Like, you can't be outside in that, right?
Totally enclosed cockpit, air conditioning, everything is in there.
Yeah. Have you been in that?
I've been in it, and it is absolutely.
What happens when you go 200 miles an hour?
You don't feel it. You don't feel it. The faster you go, you don't notice it at all.
Yeah.
It's just like cutting through butter with a hot carving knife.
It seems to me you don't make a hard left when you're going 200 miles an hour.
No.
If you make a hard left, you can make a twist pretty quick.
Yeah. How do you guys learn how to drive at that speed? Because, there's one thing about going, with a 15 horsepower and is that how it starts? You all started off with small boats and you kind of worked
9
your way
horsepowers. 10 horsepower. We all started as kids in the event. But there's one other thing I wanted to mention, that Aquamania, who is one of our main sponsors with Kimco Steel in Kingston and GE3 Racing, they're counting on possibly coming, and they have a full-fledged turbine race boat. That could be a real show on the Sunday after the event.
So for folks out there who love the rumble of pure horsepower in those engines and all the sounds, this is going to be cool. Let's go through the schedule a little bit. So things get underway on Friday. What happens on Friday?
Well, basically, we're going to have a meet and greet over at the Cove. We're all going to get together there. And then, basically we go through the, everybody just kind of talks about the event and everybody gets hyped up and excited and.
And before that, the boats will actually be down at around Myers Pier, right, for people to check out?
Yeah, we're gonna have boats on display at Myers Pier, basically right in front of the radio station here, all the way down to the corner of Myers Pier. So people can come down there. We're gonna have some vendors, local sponsors will be down there also. So I mean, everybody in the town is invited, and again, it's a great cause what we're doing here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, so that happens on Friday. Then Saturday, obviously, what that's the big day. What's going on?
Saturday morning, we're all going to get together, and I mean, the best viewing spot for everyone that wants to come down is going to be out at the end of Myers Pier and along South Front Street. We're all going to get together when we leave here in a parade lap and get out in the bay. We're going to head strictly to the other side. We're going to be on the west side of the bridge to start out, and then we're going to come through the bridge on the west side, and we'll be up to speed by then, and we're heading straight into Deseronto and then into Picton, and then probably later on, I'm going to guess around 2 o'clock, we're going to be coming back through Bellevile and then be in Trenton for around 2:30.
Now, are there pit stops or breaks? I mean, you stop and you stop to get the card, right? But you stop and if this is an all-day thing, do you have to refuel and all that kind of stuff throughout the day and want to grab a snack, or do you grab snacks on the boat? Going 100 miles an hour. Pass me a Ritz with some cheddar on it.
Well, during the run, if we really wanted to, you could be back and forth to Picton in 45 minutes. We try to make it fun. We have to abide by the slow zones that go down, at the Deseronto Bridge. We've either got a slow zone there, so everybody has to slow down, and you get in a pack. When you get your card, it takes usually 10 or 15 minutes for everybody to go in and grab a card at a time, because we don't just grab a card and take off. We like to keep everybody in a pack. It's more fun that way. Sure. We go into Picton. We'll be grabbing a card there, and the people that are going to be there want to see the boats just as much as everybody else does. So we go in, grab a card, and we all hover right there.
So it's not racing. You're not racing. It's not the Cannonball Run. It's
no.
There's nobody. Dom DeLuise. Is Dom DeLuise? He's dead now, isn't he? We need to check that out. Find that out, Brian. But it's not that kind of thing where everybody's in a super hurry. The idea is for everybody to get to see this, and the winner is decided by the cards, right? So it's, as we mentioned earlier, it's not about speed, although there will be times when you guys will gun it, so to say, right?
Oh, there's going to be there'll be some competitions out there when when you get through into the big area, into the big water.
Yeah.
Where we've got the chance to open it up and let the spectators see the boats run at speed.
That's going to be very cool. What's your favorite part of doing this, Patty?
I just enjoy it. I know it's a hobby to me.
Yeah.
And it's exciting. I've been in racing my whole life, and I'm too old to ride the dirt bikes. I'm too old to race the jet skis. So I feel like I'm still young when I'm driving the boats because I'm not getting hurt.
Yeah, and safety is a big thing. What about other boaters on the bay next weekend? The OPP, I'm sure, will be out in full force to make sure some poor guy in a 20-foot sailboat isn't putt-putting right through the middle and clearing some water space, I assume.
We will have probably 15 marshal boats throughout the entire bay, marking off areas where is concerned shoals and rocks and so on, and the slow zones, and that kind of keeps us all under control. Behind the pace boat, it gets to be fairly safe, quite safe at that point.
Well, this is called a poker run and rendezvous. So what's the rendezvous?
Well, the rendezvous is what we're trying to do is get more people involved in boating. Pretty much, if you've got a boat that can maintain 30 miles an hour, you're more than welcome to come and join us. We've had pontoon boats, we've had jet skis, we've had fishing boats. Anybody can sign up and do this.
And when's the rendezvous?
It's the same day. The rendezvous is involved in what we're doing today.
Okay.
2 starts.
Two starts. We have 2 different packs. In other words, we have the fast boats, and then we have the family boats.
Yeah.
And we actually split them up a little bit so that the big boats aren't running over the family boats.
Yeah.
And it's still a full event because we all get to lunch together. They're as much a participant as Patty and I are.
So how do so say you have a 100 or 90 horsepower, inboard bow rider, right, or whatever, and you want to take part in this, how do you do so?
Just go on to the website.
Powerboating.
Which is
www.powerboating.com.
Okay.
And you can register right online, or you can phone Jennifer at the office at 1-800-354-9145 extension 252.
And is there a fee to go into this?
Yes, there's a fee. It's $250 per entry, and that includes breakfast, lunch, a complete dinner, awards banquet, a plaque for all the drivers, trophies, first, second, third, and a bunch of great prizes.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's a pretty good day. That's a pretty small amount for a big day of fun, right?
And insurance. Everybody's covered with a big insurance policy. It's a big undertaking.
Before we go, I want to talk about Run for the Wave. Tell us about that, because it's a great fundraiser for prostate cancer.
Powerboating has always been involved in charity runs. We've worked with Make-A-Wish. We've worked with the Children's Hospital, where we brought several $100,000 in each year. And this year, we're very proud to be with Prostate. It's called Run the Wave for Prostate. Find a cure for prostate, as 1 out of 7 boaters, male guys, 40 years of age and over, are affected with this terrible disease. And we're very happy to be tied in with them. If you wish to place your boat in the Run the Wave campaign, you can log on, runthewave.com. That's direct to Prostate Canada. You could make a pledge on your own, $10, $100, $10,000. And that money goes directly to Prostate, and you receive a charity receipt instantly. Or if you wish to put together a team of your own, call it Hang Time. And let all your friends know about it. Let your customers know about it. And have them back you, and you could become the winner. You'll see the 10 top boats daily on the website to see who is in the lead. And this is all starting up shortly, and the top boat will win several prizes.
Well, it's very cool. It's great that, there's always a charitable aspect to this, and of course you're right. Prostate cancer is so prevalent out there, and this is a great opportunity to raise funds. Again, that's Run the Wave, all one word together, .com. And it's just a fun. I want to let people know that this is, as exciting as it is to go and see the Toronto Indy or the Formula One race in Montreal, these boats are the same kind of thing. I mean, this is not grabbing a sandwich and watching people launch their boats into the bay and, oh, that's a nice boat going. These are massive, specialty, custom-made, kind of crazy. I'm calling them crazy because you guys are all nuts to be driving this thing. But these guys, this is an amazing thing that we're having out on the bay, and I think the word that's coming to my mind of what it's going to be like is a spectacle. It's going to be like a boating spectacle this weekend right here in Belleville, and or next weekend, and it's something that everybody should come down and see. There's no admission charge. You grab a spot and sit and enjoy what is a very unique aspect to the summer here in Belleville.
Just to see some of the paint jobs on these boats, it's amazing. They start anywhere from $50,000 to $90,000 to $100,000. Some of the paint jobs, very, very impressive.
Well, your boat, just the motors. Give us an idea of how much those motors cost.
Today, those motors.
Because I'm going to put one in a Ford Tempo, 1984.
Oh boy,
see what it does.
Okay, well, those motors with the outdrives run at over $120,000 each.
Oh. So a house.
And you do get a 30-day warranty, though.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, you do get a 30-day warranty. And every 50 hours, we remove the heads of the engine and we redo the valves and the valve springs just to keep it up to par, because it is a racing engine and has to be maintained.
Well, let me ask this question, and I say this with all respect. I don't want to pry. But to have these type of boats does not seem like a inexpensive hobby. The boats themselves can run up easily to $1 million, right?
$1.5 million.
So how do you, I know you're successful, Patty. You got a good business going, but
don't let that fool you.
I guess it's like having a cottage. Instead of paying taxes on the cottage and your energy bills and stuff like that, this is kind of your cottage, right?
It's exactly my cottage. Definitely. I work every day hard, and it's just an extra payment is all it is. And of course we have to watch our budget, and there's some things I'd like to do that I can't, and it's, if I want to go boating one week and the funds aren't there, I just don't go boating. I sit on the dock and enjoy myself with my friends. But it is a fun sport, and it can be inexpensive also. It doesn't have to be the $1 million boat out there going down the lake. You can have a $10,000 boat, you can have a $15,000 boat and have just as much fun as what we do without the stress. And I enjoy it so much that's what I put my attention to.
That's your thing.
That's my thing. I love doing it. That's what my business is all about, and helping the community and doing lots of charitable events. And we work over at Showtime, and I've been doing it for 15 years now, and we're enjoying it. And it is a hobby.
Well,
sure.
And that's the key. Now, Bill won Lotto 649 a couple of years ago, and that's why he has a $14 million boat. The yellow one is actually the dinghy to the big one. You've seen the Love Boat, right? That's his actual
There you go.
boat.
That's the real Love Boat.
I'm just kidding. But I mean, you've done well for yourself too, and this is just something that you love.
Well, we've always wanted to bring the everybody into the sport, and we get calls, we get all kinds of letters into the office saying, how could we get involved in a poker run? We don't have the right size boat. Why can't we come? So we decided we're going to invite everybody.
Yeah, I think it's such a cool idea.
Happen.
Yeah,
and everybody's invited now, and we lowered the price down from a lot more money for an entry form, just to give people the feel, the thrill, and the exhilaration of poker running.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be super, super fun, and it'll be fun to see, I think, also the lineup at the Myers Pier fuel tank. Like, it'll be like,
click, click.
yeah. No, but so do you guys bring like a fuel truck in to get everybody filled up?
Some of the boys bring their own fuel trucks because they require a 110 or a very high octane because of the power of the motors. They won't run on regular fuel.
Yeah.
And I think this event that we're doing we're not going to need a lot of fuel as everybody gets a full tank of gas before they leave. I think we're going to be able to run the run because we're not going to be doing the high speeds that the Kingston one does or some of the ones down south do.
Okay, so it is July 27th to 29th. Powerboating.com is the website, and there's a couple people that I know you want to thank before we say goodbye.
Yes, there's a number of people. I can't name them all, but just comes off. We've got the city of Belleville, and we want to thank them so much for giving all their volunteers a little extra work to do. We've got Mayor Ellis and his council, City Hall, Parks and Rec, the Deseronto, the city of Quincy West, even Prince Edward County's involved, Bay of Quinte Tourism, the Great Waterway. We got a call from them just about a week ago, and they said, how could we get involved? They're going to help us out and make it happen. Plus the many other sponsors in town, but I can't mention them all. There are a lot of people involved helping us out with prizes and donations to make it happen. Without them, this would not have happened. And, of course, our volunteers, Pat, Dave, April Meeks, who's putting a lot of time into it, and some of April's close friends. I mean, it's just wonderful. And
yeah, and when we can bring an event like this to our area, and I mean, you had a month to put it together, so
1 month.
Imagine now we'll have a whole year after next weekend to put the next year's together and build it. Hopefully, we can make this huge event. Bring.
I'd love to see it like the Kingston event, where we literally fill every hotel room throughout Kingston, right down to Prescott and Brockville, bringing literally millions of dollars into the town.
Well, that would be awesome. Bill, Dave, Patty, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Patty will bring the car around for a cleaning in a couple hours.
All right, sounds good, buddy.
I'm telling you, he does the best job in town. No question about it. Okay, Bay of Quinte Poker Run Rendezvous, July 27th to 29th. Come down to the shores of the Bay of Quinte and check it out. It's going to be a fantastic event.